loves me. Ooh, she does me.
Buenas noches, ¿cómo estamos? Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Serious Tejano with Let's Talk Tejano. I'm Miss Mary out here in Dallas, Texas. Welcome in, everybody. I have my co-hosts on here. I'll let them introduce themselves. And then we have Mr. Mario Alberto tuned in with us. So let's go ahead and get started. Take it away, Elite.
All right, welcome in, everyone. I hope everyone had a great Labor Day weekend. We're back to the daily grind right here, and so blessed to have Mr. Mario Alberto. I am DJ Elite. I've been in the industry for over 20 years, and let's a part of Let's Talk Tejano for going on. How long has that been now, Mary?
We're almost a year old.
Seems like forever, but yeah. So we're just excited to have you on board. Talk about everything you can, and will, and we'll go from there. And of course, we got Mr. George Medina as well. Come on, George.
What's going on, everybody? How you doing? Hey, Mario, it's about time we talk to you, man. I know we've been kind of teasing everybody every time you join Miss Mary on her live, but hey, it's about time. Happy to have you on. I think we'll start off with a little bit what we were talking about here a minute ago. You just got back from Seattle, right?
Yeah, I was up in kind of not too far from the Forks area. I don't know if you guys are familiar with what's the vampire series? Got it. Twilight, yes. We're a little bit south of there. A cabin with some friends of mine, Bill and Peggy May. They're great friends of ours. And out there on the water, so we just got back a few hours ago. So,
well, I was going to say,
yeah, a little bit.
Oh, son.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say the other vampire, the original vampire movie from with the Coreys. What's it called? Jesus Christ, help me out here, Elite. You're older than me.
You're talking Bela Lugosi, or you get the back of the black and white days?
No, man. They were out there in the East Coast. God, what is the name of that movie? Lost Boys.
Oh, the
Lost Boys. Yeah.
You said Corey at first. You didn't finish the whole thing. So yeah.
Well, it was the two Coreys in that movie, right?
Yeah, Feldman and Haim.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds like a vacation, man. Glad you make it back in one piece. You and your wife, man. So let's hit it all. Sure. Go, Mary. Get away with the music.
Awesome. Well, again, we have Mr. Mario Alberto out there in Washington joining us. And like George said, it's been a long time. We talked to you about when our show started about a year ago. We didn't really have our format properly set, but now we're in our groove and we're almost a year old, if you can believe that. But let's talk a little bit about you. Again, Mario Alberto out of Washington. Where are you from? And let's talk about how you got into the music a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. So currently I live in Seattle. I've been up in Seattle for about 25 years or so, but my family's all from Texas, actually down from Edinburgh, McAllen area, down in the valley. But, we were down there as kids, and I essentially grew up in Oregon, right? And so my dad was a musician, and so that's kind of where the introduction to music came. And, listening to the old Conjunto Bernal, Tony de la Rosa, all the early stuff. Was really what got me into the conjunto. Is really what got me in, right? Even the early Corneño Reina, right? And so that's kind of going back a little bit, but that's kind of what introduced me to it. And so back in the day when I started playing, there was a pretty thriving Tejano scene here in the Northwest, and that's kind of tapered off over the years as the generations has kind of ebbed and flowed. But there's still a market for it. It's still somewhat of a niche market up here, but there's still the demand for it. There's still signs of life up here. So, and it keeps me going, man.
Do you think it was because of the migrant workers, the migrant families that went up and worked like the fields and everything? Because that's like how we had that in Colorado. We had a big, Tejano community, everyone that came and worked, and then some just stayed there because of the actual jobs that were there.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, my parents were kind of part of that whole migratory. We got to go where the work is at, right?
Yeah.
And so it was just one bad year that there wasn't enough crops to get us back home, right? So my parents stayed in Oregon and just kind of took residency there. So I think that's a story of a lot of Tejanos. I mean, you see us throughout the U.S., right? They're scattered all over the place, right? Yeah. And that's the story for a lot of people.
It is.
Yeah. So,
go
ahead.
No, I was going to say, I don't know if this is an accurate I don't know. I'm trying to compare similarities, but talking about migrant workers, and then with I guess music itself, in any genre, you will kind of want to go where it's hidden, right? Kind of
Yeah.
on the same wave. Up in the East Coast where you're at, or where you say you're originally from the Valley, but there in the East Coast, is there any type of following or representation of Tejano?
I would say more on the eastern side of the state. So between Oregon and Washington, and then like western Idaho, there's a pretty good Tejano following out there. There's events out there that take place pretty regularly. But
Oh
on the
wow.
west side of the state, like where I'm at in Seattle, stuff like that, that area, it I mean it's very small. I mean you don't even hear it on the radio anymore unless you're streaming it somewhere.
Okay.
Right.
But it's
Because
more on the
when I think about Seattle, man, I go old school and I start thinking about grunge. It's the first thing
oh
that comes to
yeah,
mind. You
Yeah.
know.
absolutely. Yeah, I mean, Seattle has always had a great thriving music history, right? From Quincy Jones to of course Kenny G, right? And then the whole Nirvana, the grunge era, came out of Seattle. Heart, I mean, right, came out of Seattle area, right? So a lot of great music history that comes up here. But like I said, over the years, for whatever reason, Tejano has just kind of like faded away. And I think I don't know. I don't want to say it's because of the migrants and the change of the families, but I really don't know what's caused it to kind of like take a back seat.
Mhm.
I wish I knew.
Probably because like there's not much radio out there to carry like the spot like people that want to sponsor that type of music, because that's kind of what happened in Colorado. There was a big Tejano scene, and then it just kind of tapered off. There just wasn't enough support to get the
Yeah.
Tejano radio keep going, to keep
Yeah.
the artists fresh out there, right? And
Yeah.
then for people to go see them, because you have to hear them on the radio to
Yep.
know who's playing, and then be like, oh, we want to hear that band that we keep hearing on the radio. That's how they would get promoted into those areas.
Right.
So that I think that has a big to do about it, because that's what we experienced in Colorado. We lost our Tejano station. We didn't have enough people putting into the Tejano station advertisement, money, etc.
Yeah.
So we lost it. We lost it, to regional Mexican music, and
Yeah.
it just kind of took over. And we went from 7 days a week to the weekend, and then we went to 1 day a week, and then we lost it completely. So
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's a few stations around here. I know there's a station at Portland that's been around for a long time. KBOO. It's local community sponsored radio with Armando Gonzalez. He's been promoting Tejano for a long time, and same thing Adan Escobar. It's on the eastern state of Washington, out there in Walla Walla. Serving eastern Washington and Idaho, right? So there's a few stations out there that are still pushing it, but I wish. From what I hear, it seems like it's we've talked about, or I've heard people talk about this before, right? There's like a window of time that people play Tejano music, and they don't go before or after, right? It's like I'm just locked into this era, right? And I think that kind of contributes to some of the pigeonholing, maybe of bringing in new, keeping the longevity of it going. So
Yeah.
absolutely. So you said your father was into music, and that's what kind of brought you into it. You grew up with a little bit more the conjunto,
yeah.
but I mean, in listening to your music, you went with your own style. So let's talk a little bit about like what brought you to your style, because I mean,
Yeah.
you're kind of in the Nirvana age, like you kind of grew up in the same music that I did. So did that have an influence as well as the Tejano music or conjunto music?
Yeah, I think it's all the above, right? Like I said, my dad being big on, my dad played bajo sexto and accordion, but one of my older brothers, actually played in Texas, years ago. He was a drummer, and so I think a combination of what my dad brought me into, with the conjunto side, my brother brought me into like the Royal Jesters, Latin Breed, Jimmy Edwards, Little Joe, all this was the onset of coming out of the conjunto. Even coming out of orquesta in the early mas, David Mares started going his own way. The early '90s scene is kind of when I started really getting heavy into Tejano music, and so so that influence of the conjunto mas, and then you listen to what I grew up listening to, which is country, R&B. I'm a metalhead, at heart, right? So I'm a Metallica fan at heart, right? And so it's a mixture of everything, right? And so, studying music in school too, right? Early jazz, has kind of it contributed to what my style is today, and it's still morphing, right? People ask me, "What's your style?" It's like I don't know. You tell me. I don't, because I don't know. I'm just whatever's coming out is coming out, right?
Yeah.
So.
And you and I have talked a little bit about putting those kind of like those labels down and just enjoying the music a little bit more and just be like, let's not focus. Is it Tejano? Is it New Age? Like, what is this? Like, all we know is that it has a Tejano influence, and that's all that needs to be said about it. Whether it has a Tejano influence or conjunto influence, it doesn't matter. But I think that's really important for music evolving forward.
Yeah, absolutely. I've heard the term progressive. I don't know if you guys have heard that term, in the industry as well, the kind of down and progressive. To be honest, I'm not even sure what that means. So, but yeah, I mean, my influences are all over the place. So, like I said, from conjunto to the '90s to to even some classical and disco. I'm a closet ABBA fan, I must admit. And the Bee Gees también. So,
who doesn't like the Bee Gees, man? Who does like the Bee Gees?
Man.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure a lot of inspiration came from some of those bands as well, or some of those groups from that era. I mean, you got to think Tejano is made up of all kinds of different people's sounds and cultures. It's what they take out of what they grew up with, and then they infuse it into this. And you're talking about progressive. I mean, I never thought I'd hear that term in the music business, or in our case, Tejano. And when you say progressive, the first thing that comes to mind is instrument, not music. So.
Yeah.
It's the wrong kind of insurance.
Right.
Yeah. Sorry.
We're dealing with Mary's competitors now. Right?
Yeah, forgot about that.
Yes. Without saying names, yes.
Right, exactly. Come on. Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, man. It's just. Yeah, go ahead, brother.
I was gonna say, if it hadn't been for my parents introducing me to music and really exposing me at an early age, because I can remember sitting on my dad's lap when he would play the accordion. I don't think that would have. I think I probably would have gone something else. My dad wanted me to go to classical route. Because my dad, he was used to being in the bar scene, with all the stuff that went on back in the day.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, I don't want you to do that. I want you to play the violin and go the classical route. It's like, violin? What the hell? Like, and nothing against violinists, right? Because I think it's a beautiful instrument. But back then, I didn't think it was cool enough, right? So I picked up the sax instead. So, and that kind of started my whole trajectory.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's an introduction to music. Believe it, my youngest son started on the violin. And he slowly progressed into an electric guitar, and then he got himself on the drums. So it's any instrument you pick could basically be an introduction to anything.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I wish they would push it more today, honestly. I mean, just kind of on a side tangent, with all the budget cuts in schools, I wish they would keep music in the schools, man, because there's so much benefit, not just like you're saying as a kind of a gateway, but it just stimulates the brain in so many ways, man. I just wish they would put more emphasis on it.
I agree 100% on that. So.
I'm hearing the music flow through.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, a lot of schools here in Texas, they do have like the conjunto, and like they have classes for that. I think we could use that anywhere, like you said, not just in there. But that's why it's really important to know what laws are being passed, who you're supporting, and what cuts they're trying to propose, because it affects us in so many ways. If you're not out there educating yourself, you're really putting a disservice to you and your family. I'm just going to put that plug out there, because there is a lot of education and like all these like cultural arts and music programs and educational programs that are being cut. So just a side plug. But anyway,
PSA sponsored by Let's Talk Tejano. I love
it. So anyway, so moving forward, you were coaxed into the violin, but you went into the saxophone, and then you found yourself, you were ready to make your own music. Like, were you just trying to create your own sound, write your own music? Like, what was, when you first got into this seat, what was your direction?
Okay, so let me go back a little bit. So when I used to play down in Oregon back in the late 80s, early 90s, back in the Tejano scene, that's kind of when I started writing music and kind of arranging and stuff like that. And just like with any early beginnings, they weren't great, right? But they were good, practice runs at developing music and writing and stuff. And so I had stopped playing probably for about a good oh man, I want to say about a good 15, if not maybe 20 years. I had just completely, I had reached a point in my life because of drugs and alcohol. And it's like, I didn't want anything to do with music and I needed to get myself better. And
Right.
so I stopped. Right. And then I had a friend of mine reach out to me. It was a previous band that I used to play with before going solo. He reached out. He said, hey man, I need a keyboard player, would love for you to come in. So I helped them out and started writing again. And in that year and a half, maybe that I spent with the band, the direction that I was given at the time is like, hey, we want to start writing originals. We want to start going this way more towards the Tejano sound because they were very much conjunto.
Mm-hmm.
And so I came in and started writing stuff for the band that was more of a Tejano feel. But we reached a point where we were just going in two different directions, right? What I wanted to go to was maybe something kind of leaning towards what I wanted to go to, like what you're hearing now in my music. Whereas the band that I was with before, I think there was concern about maybe losing their history that they'd had and maybe their identity that they had already established. And it might have been too much of a hard left for that band. And so we just decided to part ways. And so from that, Me Vuelves Loco was kind of my first song that came out as like a solo artist. And so that was kind of like my introduction to, here you go. This is kind of the direction I want to go. And let's see where it goes from here. So yeah, it was a long road, but after losing the love for music for so many years and then finding it again, I think I have a greater appreciation for it now than what I did before when I was in my early 20s.
So coming back into it now, I mean, has your songwriting process changed and has it evolved into a different mindset that you have to put yourself into, or how does that change with your coming back?
I think my thoughts are a little bit more cohesive because when I was younger, my brain was all over the place, right? And now I'm a little bit more intentional about what I want to do because back then it was all about ego. I mean, I didn't care. I just wanted to get to where I wanted to go. I wanted to get from point A to point B. I didn't care what it cost, right? I was pretty much an a-hole, right? Just to get where I wanted to go, right? And but as I've gotten older, it's like, you know what? This is about creativity. This is about supporting and keeping a style of music alive that not only influenced me, but tells the story of so many people. And it's more than just words on a page, right? This is life for a lot of people.
Right.
As songwriters, you want songs that are going to touch people that are going to connect with. Mm-hmm. And so having that intentionality that it's about the listener, not about me, has really changed the way I look at a song and how it's going to hit.
Okay. Well, some of the challenges you faced, of course, you mentioned the abuse and things like that. Were they into those songs as well, or have you ever transitioned those into any of the songs, or you just have just a whole appreciation of songwriting in general?
I think I do have an appreciation for songwriting in general. I haven't touched on like kind of bringing that chapter into my songwriting just yet. Okay. And honestly, I hadn't really thought about it. And I don't know, maybe might not be a bad idea. I think maybe some of the heartache that goes into some of the songwriting, that's kind of like songwriting 101 to an extent, right? Yes. But I think like some of the loss, the hurt, the tragedy, all that other stuff, and the lessons that come out of there, I haven't incorporated that. Although I do have a song that I've been working on for about 2 years. It's a faith-based song, but it doesn't have like the traditional Christianese baked into it, so to speak, right? Yep. It's called Todo es posible. Okay. Right, and it comes from the scripture in Spanish, todo lo puedo en Cristo que me fortalece, right? Oh, yeah. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, right? So that's kind of the premise, right? Kind of taking my past to where I was at, where I want to go today, but having that struggle of like, man, what do I do? I'm at a crossroads and I've got nothing. I've got, I'm fighting to build something, but I don't know where to go from here. And that's kind of where that, todo es posible, right? If I put my trust in God, he'll give me the resources, the creativity, whatever I need to keep going, right? So I think that's probably the closest that I've ever come to as far as putting maybe some of my past into the songwriting.
Yeah. Well, congratulations to you for overcoming that. Those are some challenges that a lot of individuals are able to, live to tell about it, in other words. So yeah, hear that's the case. And then of course, with your new music and new song coming up and it's coming out, being released, it's just wow, what an accomplishment.
I appreciate
You're
that.
still going strong and just getting better and better every time I hear a song. I hear the evolution of Mario. Not that it ever started out any less, but I just keep hearing you evolve and the different styles that you're going into, and I'm like, oh, this is different. Okay,
Yeah.
Mario. Like you from your first song to Edis Bea, I was like, oh, okay, like
Yeah.
this is he's going to a different ear. He wanted someone else to hear this song.
Yeah.
But I do want to hear your first song ever that you came out with. So DJ Elite's gonna get it queued up, and we're gonna listen to it together. And then we'll talk a little bit about that. And
Yeah, me vuelves loco.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Let's take a listen to that right now.
Vale. Puro sabrosura. Así. Vamos, let's go. Tu cinturita, tu pelo suelto, tu cuerpo irresistible es una hoguera, una quemazón que se siente el fuego de tu pasión. Me vuelves loco con tus movidas, estoy mareado, voy a enloquecer. Siento las vueltas, donde me agarro, no sé qué hacer. Con cada empujón, con cada tiro, siento que en una tranza estoy. Hipnotizado con esas caderas, se mueven rico como un péndulo. A la izquierda y a la derecha, remolineando como un carrusel. Así perreando, me vuelves loco hasta el amanecer.
Oh man, that's great. Get me moving right here. I like that. Yes.
I was chair dancing already over here.
Loco. That's right. Now, when was that one released?
2023.
23. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that is a great one there.
So, Marty, I got a question on kind of circling back. You know, you want to put out a faith-based song. Do you? I mean, obviously, you're going to do your reasons, and everybody should. You know, nobody. I don't think I should hold back. But do you kind of think if there's going to be kind of backlash, or maybe somebody saying, "Hey, you know, he sees everybody else, you know, some other people doing it, maybe just jumping on board." I mean, do you think about stuff like that?
Yeah, actually, the fact that I see so many people doing it actually makes the door being open a lot easier, right? Because I think in the English, I'll say the pop world, it might be frowned upon, right? Because there's a hard line between, I'll say, Christian versus secular, right?
Mhm.
But in the Tejano, for whatever, in the Tejano world, it seems like it's been embraced.
It's
Right,
like
because
woven
faith,
into the music.
absolutely, and there's such a faith that's woven within the whole, Tejano community, right? So I think when I do that, I don't think of like, oh my God, people are going to think you're just jumping on the bandwagon, or why would you do that, right? That's so contrary to what you're doing. So, but I think because of that, it makes me feel like I could release it and I wouldn't face that maybe criticism or judgment for doing it.
Right, okay, and that's a good point. You know, 'cause nowadays everybody's a critic, man.
Yeah.
You know, anybody who has a voice or you know what behind them is a critic.
Yeah.
You know, which is not a bad thing because you do hear the raw feedback, so on and so forth. But when it comes to like faith-based songs and stuff like that, I tend to hear it a little bit more. I actually just heard that here in Houston on talk radio maybe about a couple of weeks ago. And I was hearing though there was a rock band that was kind of going towards the faith-based side of the music industry, and they're like, well, why now?
Yeah.
Why now? I'm like, well, why the hell not?
Yeah, exactly.
Why the hell not? You know, but I just don't understand where the judge. I can't get this out of my mouth. I just don't understand the judgment comes in. You know, it seems like the judgment comes in from the loudest voice in the room, and a lot of voice ain't done back. You know what?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah, well, like you said, there's always going to be critics. There's always going to be people that are cynical, and truth of the matter, there's always people that are anti-faith based anything, right? And that's okay, right? They're another voice out there, and and my music isn't for everybody, right? Just like somebody else's music isn't for everybody, right? You put it out there, if you feel that that's your product and you're happy with it, get it out there, right?
Right. No, absolutely, man. I mean, I don't know. I just like, we talk to different artists, and I always ask that question. Hey, how do you feel about that raw feedback from social media? How do you
Mhm.
feel about, seeing instant feedback right in front of you? As soon as somebody clicks like or comments. So far, everybody's been pretty good. Say, hey, you got to have tough skin. Some
Yeah,
people might say, well, you know what? I'll just, answer back and clap back at them the way they clap back. I mean, is that the right way
yeah,
to do it? Who knows? Depends on the individual and where they're at, in their status.
yeah.
But, you know,
Yeah, I agree. You do have to have some tough skin, but I think even beyond that, because the reality of it, even though you do have tough skin, the negative feedback still hurts, right?
yeah.
Because you put all the time and the effort, you put it out there. We're human, right? We think, man, this is great, and then he's like, oh man, that's whatever, right? That's still going to bug you at the end of the day, right? Because I've gotten negative feedback, stuff that I've blocked on my pages on, through the different platforms that I'm on, and it's like, all right, that's just one word. So personally, I'll walk away, right? I'll just leave it, and then I'll come back and check it out for a couple months, because I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I'll just ruminate on that thought, and I'll be like, oh man, I'm not going to do this anymore, right? I can't, and so yeah, you've got to strike a balance. And I think having a healthy community and healthy people around you to keep you grounded is so important as any artist, because it's easy to go down a dark path, with those negative feedback. But on the other flip side too, though, you get too many likes and all that stuff, you can get real prideful and, big headed. It's like, hey, come on, Papi, come on, let's go back down to earth. Come on, Vente, right?
We
So you
have
got
to
to have that
humble
balance.
ourselves sometimes.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Wait until you get the dinosaur riding bicycle run across your screen and tell me how you feel, man. That's a hell of a feeling in itself. That's a hell of a feeling.
That's the one thing
Oh
we're
man.
missing is all the little fun
Yeah.
emojis on from TikTok. But
Oh, that's
so
hilarious.
after you you did this first song, what was your thought? Were you like, I'm gonna keep going down this path, or were you like, I want to change? Like, what? I guess after you heard your song and you saw the play, and you're like, okay, this is the feedback I'm getting. This is where I'm really liking it. Were you like, I'm ready for a new direction, or were you like, this is where I'm going, and this is what I see in my future? Like, was that like a really like when you started, were you like, okay, this is what I envisioned, or was it completely opposite?
Um, it's kind of what I envisioned. Like the first song came out, I mean, that one really was. I wanted to pay homage to like the Selena, A.B. Quintanilla feel with Pito Olivares kind of mixed in there. And then even with Eres Bea, I was trying to target specific niches, genre to target different people, right? Because I want to be able to put music out there that reaches not only the younger generation, but the older generation as well, right? I mean, and that's a hard balance, right? So you're not going to do that with the one song, right? So that's part of where the creativity comes in, right? Maybe this song is more catered towards the older crowd. Maybe this was more catered towards the younger crowd, right? And I think that's the beauty in having the creativity with music. It's not just one song and then you're going to reach everybody, right? So being able to have different offerings, if you think of it like a menu from a restaurant, well, I'm vegan. Well, I want steak. Well, I want chicken or whatever, right? So you try and cater to as many people as you possibly can. The biggest thing is I don't ever want to lose my identity in my music. And that's one thing I'm still trying to develop. If I, out of the 6 or 7 songs that I put out already, I'm still trying to figure out like, what is my identity? What's my trademark? What's my signature? I don't know if I've quite found that yet. Maybe you guys might hear it differently than I do, but still trying to figure out what that is.
Oh, I was going to say, let's try to nail that down tonight. I mean, Elite, Mary, have at it. What do you think?
I've been listening to Mario for a long time, and we've been friends, I think, for quite some time. And
Mm-hmm.
I get a Tejano vibe from you. I get whatever they call progressive, if that's the label we want to do it. But I see you find the beauty, and you share that in music, in whatever you're talking about, and however you sing about it. I see the beauty you see. Does that make sense? Like it
Mm-hmm.
is Bea, you captured. You didn't just say you're beautiful. Like you captured it in such a unique way. Like you talk about you're like a ray of of sun. Like I
Yeah.
felt that. Like
Yeah.
that's one of the reasons why I love that song, because you don't just say she's beautiful, and you could be talking about anything. You could have been talking about the love of somebody. It didn't have to be about a female, but how you captured and wrote that, I was like, it was just so like I imagined that love, and I imagined that beauty. It was just
Mm,
really pretty how you captured that. So whenever I hear the music, even when you sing your newest song, you captured the beauty in that song, and you sing it. That's the
mm,
only way I can describe like how
yeah.
you put your music out there, and all your music that you have. I was going through the list real quick, and I was like, everything that I remember and how you sing it is you capture the beauty in things, whether it be you're talking about something or you're describing something. I feel it, and I see it.
Yeah. Cool. Very cool. Well, that's part of what I want to accomplish is being able to have people like connect with it and see it and relate to it, right? So, oh, very cool. Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Elite, I don't know. Elite, what do you think? We can't hear you, friend.
Compared to "Don't Let Me Down" to the others, that just totally caught my attention. Just Let Me Down" was just something unique. I didn't know how to describe it. I mean, I when I mix it and I mix it at the club or mix it in anything else, of course I mix it with other cumbia. But even then, it's just not the typical cumbia. In other words, um, it is just unique. It is just an amazing song. It really is. I mean, just an absolute great job. Just talent is what it is. It's uniqueness, and that's when I hear that. That's what I see. Mario Alberto, and it's like
Yeah.
that's his track right there. So
So let me ask you guys this, because here's something that I always wonder about, right? Because, you know, you know, putting songs out that are unique, right?
mhm.
I always wonder is how much risk am I introducing to my own music because it doesn't and I say this with all respect and with all delicateness, like it doesn't fit the mold. If
Mhm.
that makes any sense,
Yeah.
right? It doesn't fit the mold of maybe what a Tejano cumbia is or what a cumbia is.
Mhm.
It's like, am I like ostracizing myself because it's not cumbia or doesn't feel or it's not traditional or anything like that? I would love your guys' feedback because that's a question I always ask myself.
I'll let Elite go first, or I'll go first because I have an opinion on
I'm
that.
open-minded. Of course, we get into that all the time with the traditional Tejano, and then the subgenres of Tejano, whether it's conjunto or you have teclado. I mean, even me when I organize my music and I'm going to do a set, what's teclado? You have a lot of mas. What's horn? You have Latin breed. You have, and obviously you're not going to mix hometown boys with la fiebre, so to say.
Yeah,
But when you start hearing newer, I guess, sound. In other words, it opens up that much more for somebody to play, somebody to enjoy, somebody to listen to. So I don't think so. I think that's what we need, and music evolves, and that's the whole point of music, of putting that out, is you want it to evolve, you want it to
yeah,
change just a little bit and add your touch to it, or else we would still be stuck on the same. Let's go back to the Flaco Jimenez sound, right? I mean,
yeah,
those conjuntos, then it would never have evolved.
yeah,
So I don't think that you're putting yourself at risk at all. I think it's something that is needed. You're still going to, just like you have those critics that are going to give you negative
yeah,
feedback. You're always going to have somebody that just wants to keep the same. They want to stay with the same.
yeah,
But for a true music fan and somebody who has the music background that I have or that Mary has, we're open minded to that. We want that because that's just something different. It moves you a different way.
yeah,
You just sing it a different way. You play it a different way. And as like I said, as a DJ as well, that's something more for me to play in it. And what it does is it makes me want to find something that is just a little bit similar.
mm,
And for
mm,
I think another band, they might hear that and say, "Hey, we've been doing this." Whether they're old and they maybe want to transition a little over, or they're a new band that's coming out, they're going to say, "Wow, that Mario Alberto song is hitting. Let's go with that type of sound."
yeah.
So I think it's much needed. It's much
Uh,
needed.
okay, well, that's good feedback.
I may say something a little controversial, but I think that we have a lot of DJs out here that have gotten very comfortable in playing traditional and can't incorporate new music, so they don't. And I'm not challenging, I'm not putting anyone down, but if they can't find a way to mix your music into their streams, whether it be on the radio, on live, on an app, then are they really a DJ? I can't say that I'm some professional DJ. I haven't been in the business 40 years. But what I do know is that if I hear a song and it fits the style that we're in, it's up to me to find something very similar or make it work in my set. However, I need to make that happen. So maybe, Mario, that there is a little bit of DJs that are like, I don't know where to put that, so I can't play it. But we should be pushing DJs to fit it into their mold. We need to find DJs that are willing to take that chance.
Oh, that's the challenge of being a DJ.
Yeah, like you need to take the chance. Like if you're just like, let me play the same song. Now there are times that if I can't find a song, I know what to put in there. I if I'm like in a rush or I'm like having technical difficulties, I can put a Selena song and it's easy. But if I am trying to fit your music into there, it's up to me to be creative and put it out there. That's testing my abilities. So is there DJs that may not want to? Maybe. Is there DJs that can't? Probably. But it's up to you as musicians to keep putting music out there so that we can play it, push it to the limits. That's what music's all about. Music, you're not trying to be like everyone else. And I'm sorry, but I just think that it's up to the DJs to make it work. You're putting good music out there.
That's right.
If I can't put your song in there, then what does it say about my abilities as a DJ? And I'm still learning. I'm still really new to this, but I'm going to find a way to make it work into there. So I feel probably going to ruffle some feathers, but if they can't do it, it's just they don't want to, they're lazy, or or they're just really
it's not about your talent, it's about theirs.
Exactly.
That's an interesting perspective. I mean, I hadn't really thought about it that way, but that's really good, perspective. So I can appreciate that. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I noticed right off the bat with your newest song, "Don't Let Me Down," and it was like, wow, this is just. And that was the first thing I did. I put it in my playlist. What am I going to mix this with? And I'm just like, but it made me think. It wasn't like, oh, I'm not going to put it in at all because I'm challenged to mix it. To me, I wanted that challenge. What can I play this with? What can I just entertain the crowd? Plus, once again, I mean, it boils down to it is a good track. It moves you. It's an absolutely moving track. It really is. I noticed it right off the bat, and I noticed it from Mary.
Yeah.
When she played it, I was just like,
I appreciate that, guys. No, that's definitely good feedback. Because like I said, these are questions that I ask myself, and I don't know if other people ask themselves the same thing, but it's like, so it's good to get that feedback. Right. So I really, really appreciate that.
Absolutely.
I think it's time that we push those envelopes and push that and push the boundaries and make us work. I mean, we need music to evolve. You hear our conversations. We need music to evolve. And I think if you start saying, well, I can't put that song out there because they won't be able to play it, then we did you a disservice as DJs.
Right.
I mean, and that's just simple. Like, you should be able to put your music out there. And we should be able to put it into anything. I mean, and there are a lot of DJs that can do it. There's a lot of talent out there. We just have to be open to listening to new music.
Teresa Marie thinks it's a great song. Welcome in.
We're going to play it in just a minute, but I need everybody to hit that share button. If you have any comments or questions for Mario Alberto, put it in the chat. We can see him. Y'all can see him right there. And we want to thank you for joining us tonight with Mario Alberto. He's all the way out there in Washington. Is it warm or cold out there right now?
It's probably about 70 degrees or so. It's a little overcast. We're kind of transitioning into fall already, so we got the sun going down a lot sooner than what I would care for this time of the year, but I can put the air conditioner away now, so ready to break out the hoodies.
Yeah,
and stuff,
really.
So.
Yeah, we can leave the thermostat alone over here too. We're trying to get a little breeze down here too. So
we're excited to be in the 80s this week.
I mean, I was gonna, Mario, I'll put my little 2 cents in if you don't mind.
Please.
I mean, as far as spinning and all that, obviously I'm not a DJ. I don't get spins on the weekends in my eyes, man. Um, from a fan, I mean, you brought up breaking mold. I mean, but as an artist, ain't what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to sometimes break that mold, go outside your boundaries, your I guess your comfort zone, right?
Yep.
I
Yeah.
mean, as artists, that's what you guys do. Y'all push the envelope, man. I think fans would treat that's like don't let you down. They'll be like, man, Madio's got some range on that. He's got range. He's bringing a Beatles song into Tejano and so on and so forth. I mean, you're probably gonna be joining in some Beatles fans. I think, man, breaking the mold. There's obviously you don't have no fear in doing that, but that shouldn't be in the back of your mind, man. I think as artists, for you guys, that should be the number one. Well, not number one, but that should be up there of boxes to check off. Because that's y'all's craft. That's what y'all do. That's my take on that. I wouldn't be scared of breaking mold. Hell, I mean, shit, that you guys got the talent. Go out there and expose it, man. Show it to the people.
Yeah. No, that's good. Yeah. I think that's just, I mean, okay, so moment of vulnerability here, right? So that's just like part of my own personal insecurities, right? How far do I want to go? How far do I want to be accepted? And all that other stuff. So yeah, I'm learning to work through that. But no, it's great input. So great perspective. Appreciate it.
I love the hell out of that song, man.
Yeah. Well, all his songs,
But all your songs are great. But this one don't let down. I mean, geez, dude, I wasn't expecting that.
We need more people to hear it. I need everybody to hit that share button. We're going to hear it in just a few minutes. So sit back, relax, but tell a friend to tell a friend. We're live right now with Mario Alberto. Talking a little bit about like pushing the mold and everything. How are you when you go down there to play? Are you like finding a venue, like a certain area that's like you can play any style? Like tell us a little bit about where you are playing, and do you plan on coming to Texas to play a little bit?
Yeah. So up here, the venues that have live music are more toward like banda, corrido. They're catered more to the Mexicano regional style of music, right? And so, but there's also a huge South American population. So cumbia is big up here. So I can play like a lot of South American style cumbias from Mexico, and I can mix in my own, the Tejano cumbias that I mix, and I'm totally fine. But the minute you start playing anything Tejano, you lose the crowd. I mean, so I typically save those depending. So like I was just down in Oregon a couple weeks ago at a fiesta, right? It's a community festival at a town that's out there. They brought me in as a Tex-Mex artist. So I was able to do some Tejano and some cumbia, right? Because the community that's down there is a Tejano following down there, but there's a lot of like Mexicanos and people from Chile, from Colombia, and stuff like that, Argentina. And so trying to cater to both sides, right? So depending on where I'm playing at up here, whether it's a bar, like the wineries that I play at, I mean, I can pretty much do whatever I want, right? And that's where sometimes it's nice to play those venues because I can do the Tejano, I can do country, I'm an 80s guy, right? So I love like 80s rock, right? So I can mix that stuff in there as well. So I really try and cater to the type of audience that I'm playing to up here. Now, as far as getting down to Texas, I want to so bad. I want to get down there, like not necessarily for fanfare, but maybe at the event that's taking place at Market Square. I want to try and get down there, get some exposure. I've done some co-production with Sevi, right, from Texas Latino, right? And so we've talked about, getting down there, what venues are available. And so that's something I want to start working on. I'm trying to get the right connections to get down there. I did make my submission last year. I never got a response back, so I'm going to take another run at it again this year. But I definitely want to start networking and ultimately start, being able to do some shows down there.
Well, that was their loss, man. That was their loss, not accepting your submission, And just clarification for the people here in the comments, you say wineries, not winos. So, all right.
Yes. Yeah, they walk into a winery, sometimes walk out winos, right? Depends how if you stay there for both sets, there's a good chance you might.
Well, I'm really hoping you can get into San Antonio. I know we talked about trying to meet up there here soon, pending the announcements of how everything goes. We'll be able to go out there in October, and hopefully we'll get to meet you, because I think you're planning on trying to come up and go down there in October too. So hopefully we'll do something live with you in October. But yeah, for sure. I would like to see you at the Market Square. That's where we went last year. Instead of the fanfare, we kind of hung out at Market Square. We saw a couple of our friends out there, and the vibe was just unique and a little bit more close knit. So I think that would be really cool to see you out there as well. So
well, and that's where we met, right, Mary?
Yes.
It was at the radio gala for fanfare a couple years ago, right? I was out there with the other band that I was with, and so that's kind of where we met. And that's kind of where our friendship kind of kicked off. So I definitely would love to get back down there, and I want to meet you guys face to face too, right? So
that would be great.
That would be cool, man.
It would.
It would be cool.
God willing, we'll all be there in March again for the radio gala, and if not sooner, I'm hoping we'll all find out soon enough, and we can share announcements or whatever's happening. But
absolutely.
So we know that the little bit of style that you play. I want to hear Eres Bella before we hear your newest song, because that is like probably my favorite song. Not the favorite, but one of my favorite songs of yours. Yeah. So can we hear Eres Bella? I know you were kind of playing that in the background, Elite, but do you mind if we hear it?
Let's hear it.
Sin mentiras, sin duda reconocí que no era ni como tú y eres sin igual, como un copo de nieve que desciende desde el cielo, fuiste creada para mí. Esta pérdida de alguien es ganancia para mí. Tus fracasos y defectos no me asustan. ¿Quién te dijo que tenías que ser tal y tal? Tal como eres, es perfecta para mí. Chiquita eres, tú eres bella. Brillante como un sol y radias como un sol. Chiquita eres, tú eres bella. Un diamante en bruto. Chiquita eres bella. Bella para mí, bella para mí. Chiquita eres, tú eres bella. Como la llave de mi chapa eres tú.
Like the way that he's talking about how how she radiates the beauty, I just love that song.
And
I did write that song for the ladies, honestly.
I know you did, but you could write a song about anything and it could think about love, but you were really thinking about something completely different. I know, a few songs that were like, was it really about a girl? But you can take it as like it comes out that way, and I'm like, I get it, but it's just so pretty. It's just so pretty, like how you describe that beauty. You're just very unique, and then the music that you put with it isn't your normal. Like you added like just a different flavor. It was just enough to just like it's an evolution in itself. You spun it into itself.
Yeah, that was kind of my first crack at like a South American style wepa, almost kind of style cumbia. So I would like to do more stuff like that because that kind of caters towards the younger generation. I would like to do something a little bit more similar.
Yeah, Leslie said I get kind of a Cuban vibe. Yeah. And Eric out there from Florida said nice arrangement.
Yeah, thank you. Yes. Thank you. So before we go any further, I got to tell you, when you guys started the show about a year ago, right? I was on like November, October, something like that, summer last year. And to see where you guys have come today, I got to say, that's just like mad props to you guys, man, because you guys have been grinding it out week after week after week after week, bringing in people. I don't think people really appreciate the amount of hustle that goes on behind the scene for you guys to make a show like this happen. Not just to bring me on, but to bring all the artists, all the different people, the sponsors now that are starting to come in. I just got to give you guys mad props for that, man, because it's been a lot of work and it's a grind. And I know it's a labor of love, but it's been amazing for me to be on the outside looking in to see your guys' growth. It's been nothing but amazing, man. I love it. I love seeing the growth.
Well, I appreciate that, man.
Yeah. I thank you because it is a lot of work, but I think like you've seen us. You've been with us since the beginning. Like you were on one of our first shows where we didn't really know what we were doing. We're just like, everyone come together and let's talk. And then I was like, that's not what we anticipated. Like you really have stuck with us, and you're probably one of the first few artists that have been with us the longest, that has supported, and me, because you were following me when I was with the Hano Swag, and
Yeah.
but thank you, yeah, and bringing Elite and George has been, we just mesh well. We're familia at this point, and we work really well together. It's been we have the right people where they need to be right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that's one of the keys to success.
chemistry.
Right? Absolutely, you said it right on. That chemistry is there from day one. You guys have had that chemistry, and it's great.
Yeah, so
And I hand it to Elite and Mary, because I'm the middle child of the group, and I sometimes get them just
I
like
don't
we're
know if
talking
you've
about
heard,
earlier.
Mario,
I was having a day, so I was the middle child syndrome today, man.
Oh my God!
I ain't getting enough attention today, so
much respect to George and to Mary. I'm the newest member, and I truly say this. I'm the newest part of the family. In other words, because it does feel like a family. I think I lost count of how long I've been with you two. It seems like forever, to be honest with you. But they are going on a year, and it's been an absolute privilege to be with them. And yeah, so thank you so much for the compliment. Mary definitely deserves it, and George as well. So yeah, it's been great, and we look forward to many more years.
Absolutely,
So,
yeah. And that's part of the reason why I want to try and get down there in October. Not only to meet you guys, but also to celebrate that with you guys, because I think that's a big milestone for you guys.
That would be great.
that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
No, we're gonna hold George down. We're gonna give him the attention he wants. I don't know if you heard, but we gave him an official title, because so Elite's a DJ, and I'm a DJ, and George is like, well, what am I? Where's my cool logo? And I go, you're our aminador, and so he calls himself the animator.
The
Animator. There you go. There you go.
I even got to
Aminador. I'm like, it's not animator, it's aminador. So he's our aminador.
He has a personality to it, man.
He does have a personality. So
And you definitely have the voice for it, man. I got to tell you, you've got that radio voice.
let me circle back around. Hold on a second, Mario. If we go any further, let me circle back around to this voice thing real quick. All right, does it seem like my voice is deep right now?
It does.
All right,
I think
it really is.
he doesn't have that deep of a voice. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Oh my God.
Yeah, when y'all tell me you sound deep, I'm like, what the freak? I'm like, I'm not doing it. Anything different. I haven't played.
Mario, we have a group chat. Somebody put a picture of the helmet guy. Lord, what's his name?
Darth Vader.
Darth Vader.
Helmet guy. His name is Darth Vader. Get it right.
Darth Vader.
I've never watched Star Wars ever in my life.
Oh my
But
God.
I was
By all means, I'll take a compliment, man. Thanks a lot. Appreciate that. But yeah, I don't know. It might
he
be a
doesn't
fuzzy
have
thing
that
on
deep
this
of a
mic.
voice. We don't know why it is coming out that way, but we're gonna leave it alone because now that's his talk.
Okay.
He has the low all the way up on that microphone.
I mean, I don't know. The buttons ain't labeled, man. They ain't labeled. I don't know what I'm turning or what I'm doing. I'm just turning the knobs.
Oh, that's my God. That is hilarious.
This is our family, y'all, and we have a great the family that backs us all up. My best friend out there in Colorado, Terry, and we have Leslie and Ophelia and Mel and Marie and Cesar and everybody that just supports us. Like, we have such a great following, and like the people that have really supported us from the day one. But you have seen us grow. Like, Mario has seen us from the very beginning, and when we didn't have all this set up, and we didn't have a fancy DJ over there, putting it all together for us. And but it's been fun. And like when we were thinking about how we're gonna celebrate our year, like your name came up. I was like, well, we need to like see what Mario's doing. And I was like, if we were millionaires, we'd bring everybody to Dallas or Cyprus or somewhere. We could just fly everybody in and perform like this big old event. But we're gonna settle on everyone meeting in San Antonio, and I think that's the plan right now. And we're still working out a few details to see if we can get somewhere together and celebrate our year anniversary, celebrate your release of your song that we're going to hear very soon. I can't wait for y'all to see it, to hear it.
Yeah. Cool.
Like I said,
I think that'd be a lot of fun.
You just saw the middle child treatment right in front of you.
The what?
I say Mario just witnessed the middle child treatment, right?
He saw it backstage. He saw it backstage.
I saw it backstage. Yeah. My offer still stands, though, George.
I got you. Thank you. I'm taking it to heart. I actually am.
Yeah, it still stands, bro. It still stands. Yeah.
I'm just gonna say this: he puts himself in a lot of situations.
Okay. Okay.
He likes it. He loves it.
No te dejes, George. No te dejes.
Well, I don't want to get bleeped on here. Lee's got his finger on the bleep button, so I don't want to get bleeped.
He's
Let
on
me just go
standby.
ahead and take him out real
Yeah,
quick.
stand by. Yeah, exactly.
Well, thank you for the compliment, Mario. But
Yeah.
we really are here. We want to celebrate you. We want to celebrate everything that you're doing for the music. I mean, for the Tejano music, but for music in general. Like you coming out with this song. There is a lot of bands that are kind of putting a Tejano spin to English songs. Like we have Easy Band and Vidal. Rennie Roland did Fragile. Like we do have a lot of it, but you took it a little bit of a different direction. Like I say, you're spinning it into your own. Like you did the little bit of Cuban vibe and the South American vibe with Edis Vea. And then you did, your newest song. Like, what was your inspiration? What were your thoughts going into this song?
If I'm being honest, I was one studio session away from scrapping the song.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
I had been working on it for about 5 months, and I just could not get the feel. I changed the melody, I changed the guitar parts, I changed the drums, I changed the bass line. I mean, I changed everything at some point. And I told the engineer that I work with up here, I said, look, man, I said, I'm going to take one more run at this song. I think I got a couple more ideas. I think I can try it. And when I recorded it, I was like, okay, the bass felt pretty good, but I was like, okay, now I got to redo the drums. So I went back and added it. And so, this really was homage to my brother-in-law, because my brother-in-law is the one who introduced me to the Beatles when I was like 8 or 9 years old, right? And this song has always been one of my favorite songs. And so, and John Lennon himself, he's an amazing songwriter, right? In his own right. Yeah. And so I wanted to keep the melody of like the song itself, like vocally, like the way he sang it. I wanted to keep that as close as possible to the original, but I wanted the rest of the music for sure to be a cumbia. And so trying to work everything around the melody so that the timing, and it didn't feel like I was trying to squeeze everything into a box. That took a lot of work. But like I said, I was like 1 or 2 sessions away from just saying, screw it, I'm not going to do it. I'm done. Because I was frustrated. You tell my wife, and she's like, are you still working on the song? I was like, shut up, I'm still working on the song.
You think it was just like you overthinking what you wanted to come out of
Absolutely.
it? Like you were like, one day you want this style, but the next day you're like, I want that style. So do you think it was just you overthinking it?
That's exactly what it came down to, because at the end of the day, I simplified everything. I had way too much stuff going on. And, I wanted this whole call and response thing going on with the keyboard and the guitar. And it just really, everything was just tripping over each other. And so I stripped a lot of that stuff back and finally put it together. And that's what came out at the end. So.
Hey, man, it took time, but everything was meant to be done for a reason, man. Because you put it together pretty good, not pretty good, hell, amazing good, I mean, that song came together great, man. With that being said, you're saying, I guess as an artist for yourself, and you could probably obviously elaborate on this a little more, but I guess you could be the victim of your own talent. When you said, I had to go back and redo the drums, you thought you had it done already, but you went back and redid it, and you went back and revisited the song. I guess, was that where the thought of scrapping it was coming from, or was it just in general you just getting frustrated with it?
I think it was. I was just getting frustrated because in my head I had a vision of what I wanted it to feel like and sound like, and it just wasn't happening. No matter how many takes I took, it just wasn't coming out. And it wasn't until literally my last day in the studio that it all came together. It's like, okay, now I'm happy with this, and now I'm good with it. So, but yeah, I mean, learning how to edit is hard. Oh, right. Yeah. When do I stop making the tweaks, and when is it just right? Because you can edit to death anything, right? Right. So, like you said, you become a victim of my own editing.
Yep. And you're doing this all on your own?
On my own, yeah.
Wow. Jeez Christ. Wow.
Yeah, everything that's all my instrumentation and arrangement I do on my own. The only thing I don't do is the accordion, which is usually I'll hook up. Sebi's got a couple guys that he has me work with. And then like the lead guitar on "Don't Let Me Down" is a friend of mine, Manny Gounder, who's up here, who does work for me up here too. So, but everything else I do on my own.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
awesome.
That soundboard would have went out the window if that was me. Pretty damn quick.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you introduce. Or sorry, Mario. Go ahead.
No, that was it. I was just laughing. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah.
So I'm gonna let you introduce your song. I'm gonna have Elite play it for us, and then we'll talk a little bit about all the independent work that you have to do behind the scenes that our fans may not know about.
Okay. All right. So, all you Beatles fans, this is my latest release out there, tribute to John Lennon and the Beatles. Don't Let Me Down.
Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Nobody ever loved me like the way she does me. Ooh, she does me. Yes, she does. If somebody loved me like she do me, ooh, she do me. Yes, she does. So don't let me down. No, no, no. Don't let me down. Please, no, no. Don't let me down. No, no, no. Don't let me down. I'm in love for the first time. Don't you know it's gonna last? It's love that lasts forever. It's a love that has no past. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Please, no, no. Don't let me down. No, no, no. Don't let me down.
Amazing track. An amazing track. And I'm telling you.
I'm glad y'all like it.
Now,
Absolutely.
are you listening to it and thinking, wait, there, was there something that you
Always.
I can see?
Always. My ear is like, oh, man, really?
I
Well,
should
there's
have added
nothing
a
wrong.
gong
I
to
love it.
that part.
Organ, right? It's almost like there's an organ in it as well. Then,
Yep.
wow, yeah,
Yeah, there's an organ. You know, it's funny. The middle part of that song, where it says "I'm in love for the first time," don't you know it's gonna last? I completely changed the rhythm and almost went with an intentional bolero type feel, still with the cumbia underlying. So if you go back and listen to that middle section, you're still gonna have this underlying cumbia feel, but there's almost like a bolero rhythm that's being played on the drums.
right.
So it's kind of a mashup of the two rhythms coming together. So you don't really listen to it till you like sit there and like, wait, that's like two different things going on there. So
There's always
yeah.
the remix too. You never know.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, there you
for
go.
sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
You never
absolutely.
know. But I did that. Just that version right there. I'm telling you, is just it caught my attention right off the bat. I mean, when I heard it, when I heard Mary play it, that was the first thing. Mary, who's it? Wait, what is that? And send it to me. Send it to me.
We were in Cyprus.
Yeah.
It was that weekend we were in
Yeah.
Cyprus, and
Yeah.
he's like, "Hey, who is that?" I'm like, "Oh, bro, let me send it to you right
Yeah.
now."
Yeah, and then of course we played it on Sirius Tejano. I played it on my show as soon as I got a hold of it, and then I sent you a message,
Yep.
and it was just like, "Hey, this is amazing." So
Yeah. I heard when you played it on your radio, because you did message me, and my wife and I, we were heading out the door, and we had it in the car, and my wife goes, look, listen, right? And she's like, he said that about your song. He's like, yeah, he said that. He said that about my song. Yeah. So yeah, I really appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, we thank Sirius for Tejano for Elite and I, and Let's Talk Tejano. Elite's on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 10 to 12. in the morning, and then I'm Saturday and Sunday from 9 to 11, all Central Time. And then, of course, they brought on Let's Talk Tejano, and we get to talk to more artists on this channel as well as on our original channel. But Serious Tejano firmly believes in what we do with the music. We love to support all the artists and celebrate the new music, whether it be from an original, like classic artist, or a new up and coming artist. We love that we get to celebrate new music, and if someone asks me who that is, I feel so much better. It makes my whole day. Who is that music? Oh, like, let me tell you about this artist. And that just makes my whole stream, my whole week. I love it. I love when I can refer someone, or I hear an artist, I'm like, hey, you should go check out Mario Alberto, or you should go check out so-and-so, and like referring artists to other artists, especially newer artists that don't know who to reach out to. I'm like, go talk to this person, or reach out to them, or go check out their music and see what they're doing, Yeah. So I love that I get to, at least, I don't have like a big, musical ability, but I know who to, like, hey, go check them out, go check this person out, and I love being able to do that.
But DJs have an ear that sometimes musicians don't, though, when you think about it, because I know a lot of people up here at the end that are DJs, and they'll be like, have you heard this song? And I was like, who is that?
Yeah.
And they got some random artists from nowhere, and they got great music, right? And so that's one thing I've come to appreciate DJs and people who play music on the internet, right, and stream it, because they bring artists that you never even heard of. It's like, wow, I'm going to go follow that person because they got some good stuff, right? And that's what it should be, right? It's discovery.
Absolutely.
Yes.
There was a question for you in the chat. Is there any rock music in your future?
Ooh, that's a good question. Heavy rock, no, but there is like a pop rock song that I am working on that I'll probably release in 2026.
Right.
So that's a cover of a song from a guy out of South America. I think he's out of El Salvador. So it's a pop rock song that I'll be doing and taking my spin on it. I'm going to take more pop rock, leaning more into the country feel with that one.
Is it a Spanish pop rock, if you don't mind me asking? Or...
Yeah, Spanish pop rock.
Spanish pop rock from El Salvador.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think the guy's from El Salvador. Yeah.
Okay, all these little bubbles.
I think the songwriter is Felipe Gomez, I think is the guy. The name of the song is called Confío en Ti.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's probably not a song you've heard a lot here in the U.S. So that's part of the reason I wanted to introduce it. Yeah.
All right.
Oh, looking forward to that, man.
Yeah.
Of course.
And I see.
Go ahead.
As far as collaboration, so I'm working with Heather Jolene right now. So I know her and we released a duet in July, right? It was a Felipe Boteo cover, right, that we put together. And she has a song that she wrote that that I'll be singing for her that's going to be coming out. I'm going to get into the studio by the end of this month to hopefully finish that up. And that's taking kind of a pop ballad type feel. It's almost like a Enrique Iglesias type feel. So that'll be coming up. So that'll be kind of my first release under her label coming out as kind of a collaboration. So looking forward to that coming out.
Nice.
How about any like Tejano Conjunto, like traditional artists that you would love to work with or would have liked to work with?
I think I would have liked to have worked with David Mares. I would have liked to have worked with Joe Posada.
Yeah.
And there's so many different artists, right? Even Gary Hobbs, right? Because these guys are people that I looked up to when I first started getting into Tejano music, and they still sound great today. And I definitely would love to learn from them and collaborate with them at some point if there was ever an opportunity, right? So whether it's a new song or even just redoing one of their songs, right? Yeah. Definitely would love to collaborate if there was ever any opportunity. So
I can definitely see that. I think that would be great. Yeah, especially Joe Posada is great, but David Mares, I definitely see that.
We
saw him in
Poteet, right?
March.
Poteet.
Yeah, we saw him in Poteet. David
I don't
Mario.
remember what month that was, but yeah, we saw him in Poteet.
Yeah, it was.
that
Yeah,
wasn't
got
for
him
the
from
Strawberry
Rashers,
Festival,
I
was
don't
it?
remember.
It was
Oh
right.
yeah, it
Yeah,
was
we
that.
were in the
Yes.
area.
It was the
Yeah,
Strawberry
it was a
Festival.
Strawberry
Yeah,
Festival.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, he did a
Yeah,
great.
I mean, he just sounds great. I mean, that goes back to the Royal Jesters days, right? You know, when he used to sing for the
Yep.
Royal Jesters, right? So, I mean, he still sounds great today. I definitely would love to, collaborate with him. So,
How about you submitting your music to them for them to sing? Like, would that be something that you would be interested in doing?
I wouldn't even know how to do that though. I mean, how do you? I mean, I'm sure you
Sing
could
my
probably find out
song,
what.
sing my song.
Yeah, I know, right? Tag him
Fun.
on social media. Sing,
Hey,
sing,
just,
sing, sing.
just
Don't
show up
follow
at the front
advice by
door,
Mary
man.
Cruz.
Just
Show
show
up
up
at
at
the
the
front
front door.
That's right.
There you go. Yeah, yeah. I would love to, because sometimes when I'm writing, I'll hear like different artists sing. It's like, oh, this would be a great song for whoever, right?
Right.
And so, yeah, maybe down the line, once I get a little bit more established, maybe that might open up a door for something like that. So, I mean, I have had offers from singers down there to ask me to write for them, but I just haven't followed up with them yet because they've been getting music from other people, so that opportunity just hasn't presented itself yet. So
We're gonna manifest it for you. It's gonna happen.
there you
Hey
go.
man,
I'll take it.
It takes one social media post, it takes one stream, one spin on your song to make it happen.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm gonna be. So I'm working on talking about like hard left. So I have a jazz piece that I'm working on. Very traditional, upright bass, piano, and drums. Simple 3-piece jazz trio piece. But I'm doing a cover arrangement. Now, I won't say the song because I don't want to let the cat out of the bag. But it's from a band from the early 90s that I think you guys will appreciate. It's not going to be Tejano. It's not going to be Conjunto. It's going to be straight, like, traditional jazz. Think sitting in a nightclub, brushes on the drum.
Yeah.
Really, really chill, either a glass of wine or a glass of scotch or whiskey or whatever, just kind of chilling. So, that's coming down. I'm going to be playing my sax on that song. Yeah, so I'll be doing some sax work on there because I don't showcase a lot of my sax work, and that's kind of like home for me.
Mhm.
So I'll be doing that on this particular song.
All right.
Maybe you should. Art was doing that this last weekend. He was jamming the sax on stage, and he was just incorporating that thing all over the place. So I mean, no, you just do your thing. Just do it.
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming.
I look forward to that. I played alto sax in high school, so I love sax. So
Oh yeah.
yeah.
You still play?
Every now and then I might pick it up and play a little something. I'll try, but
The chops are still there.
yeah, just to make sure.
Yeah. Right
I'm
on.
a big fan of
Right on.
anything that has saxophone in it. So
Yeah,
Well,
same here.
what to that then? When are we looking at something like that coming out for you?
It's probably going to be maybe towards the springtime of 2026.
Okay.
I've got. I'm kind of flirting with maybe doing something for the holidays.
Mm-hmm.
But I've got my first release that I'm working on for like January 2026, and then that song will be like March, April timeframe of next year. So,
All right.
yeah.
The way this year's flying by, it won't take long.
Yeah,
for real.
yeah,
dude.
that's what I'm trying to get all that stuff finalized now.
Holidays will be here before you know it, man. We're already in.
man.
What are we in?
September.
September, yeah.
Do you
We'll be here
remember?
before you know it.
We're in that spooky Christmas season where everything's half Christmas and half
Mhm.
Halloween.
Right.
Yeah.
We've been
Yeah.
kind of talking about it with your music and about the music, about cover songs, talking about cover songs. So obviously you're a fan of doing cover music, but how important is it to an artist nowadays? Like if I was an artist, how would you rate the importance of cover music to an up and coming newer artist?
I think it plays a key role. I mean, because most new artists don't have like a large repertoire that you could do your own show yourself that people are going to know, right? So covers can bridge that gap to give you an opportunity to bring the audience along, right? Because you can take a cover, make it your own, right? Bring that in, bring people along so that they get to know you, but then they also get to hear your originals. And so I absolutely, believe that covers play a big role as part of your kind of your early stages in your career. At some point you can transition out. It's like now you're doing all originals, But I think as musicians, we always want to pay homage to those people that have paved the way for us, and right. And that's how we end up, you know, paying them homage by doing that, right? We go back to covers, whether it's the Beatles, you know, whether it's David Matas or whether it's some other stuff. So for 2026, what's on my radar is a cover from Show Band USA. I don't know if you guys remember Show Band USA.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm doing a cover from them that's going to be coming out like a straight conjunto feel on that song, and that'll be summer of 2026 that's coming out.
All right, and lots of good stuff is about to come out.
Yeah, you have a variety. That all I hear is variety, different, outside the box, but staying inside the map. That's awesome.
Yeah, but covers really are important. I mean, I don't know if we'll ever get away from covers, right? As an artist, I think there's a time where you should, because it's a part of your early career. But then you reach a point where it's like you want to.
Yes.
Right, and so I think there's a key, you know, percentage of your repertoire that you should have in there.
Well, you definitely have the arsenal, man. You got the arsenal variety, and it, again, you know, you bring out the jazz material. That's gonna a jazz musician on his or her shoulder, and they're not gonna come look at the rest of your stuff. And, oh, look, he's a Tejano cumbia. He's this. I mean, like I said, you got to be out your mode, man. You're probably out. You're probably out of mode more than you think. I think.
Yeah.
I think you kind of already crossed that threshold, you know.
Yeah, and part of it is because I don't consider myself a vocalist. I've only been singing for like committed singing like maybe for the past 5 years. You know, I've always done like segunda, you know, harmonies here and there, but I never considered myself a vocalist. And so it wasn't until I really started looking into possibly going out to venture out as a solo artist, I was like, okay, I got to start learning the techniques and all that other stuff. And so that's part of why I want to continue to push myself in all these different areas, because I want to continue to push myself not only musically but now vocally on top of that, right? So it's that's probably my biggest fear, because there's so many great vocalists out there, right? The talent is ridiculous.
You're one of them.
Out there vocally.
You're one of them, man. You are one of them.
Thank you. I just got to remind myself of that because I feel like I'm just like under, right? And so I'm getting there, but yeah, I appreciate that.
Oh, you're top tier in there, and I think we always overthink ourselves. We always put ourselves, but it makes us want to reach newer heights. So I get it. I'm one of those. What's the next step? What's the next? And never thinking, what am I doing now? What am I celebrating now? So definitely celebrate yourself. Celebrate what you accomplished. Have you put together an EP? Like, are you trying to release like a whole album? Like, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I've kind of gone back and forth on that. I thought about doing an EP. An album, I think, for me is off the table just because I don't have a lot of musicians up here to collaborate with, like shoulder to shoulder. Even though I can do it virtually through like WeTransfer and email and stuff like that, that still takes time, right? There's nothing like having somebody in the studio with you, like, hey, let's work this out, right? So I think that would be pretty labor intensive unless I've actually took like 2-3 months to go down and just live in Texas for the time and just hash it out and then do it and then come back up here. So I think maybe a full album might be off the table, but an EP I've thought about doing because I've got a bunch of songs that I've been sitting on, and it's like, okay, do I just bite the bullet and just knock them all out? So it's on the radar. I don't know how close or how soon it is, but it's something I have thought about doing, like a 5-song EP.
Right. So I'm still a little stunned about the whole Show Band USA. Just because Yo Vivo Mi Vida is one of the old tracks that I just remember listening to when I was young. And I mean, just then I'm thinking of Dave Koz and you know, all these other things, because you're talking about more of a smooth jazz type feel. So I mean, man, we look forward to 2026.
It's definitely going to be a different twist. And that's kind of part of why I asked the question earlier, Jay, is like, how much risk, do I want to introduce into all of this? But at the end of the day, it's part of my brand, right? You know, Mary, you touched on it earlier, right? Although I want to consider myself part of the Cumbia Tejano market, I don't want to necessarily lock myself into that market, right? Because that's a representation of all my influences and myself as an artist, right? it hasn't just been Tejano that's influenced me. It's been classical. It's been screamo, right? It's been metal. It's been country. It's been all these music genres that have shaped and molded me over the years. And so, not that I would ever do screamo Tejano. That could be interesting, but you never know, right?
Right.
You know,
never know.
a little screamo with the accordion. Anything happen?
Be different. Let's just do it. We got
I mean,
you.
there's only one way to find out, right? So,
Yeah.
So if there's any artists out there that would like to collab with you or work with you, I know you're out in Washington, but are you open to that idea? I always like to ask our artists, like, are you willing to help out anyone that it would like to work with you or that needs help in the industry?
absolutely. Yeah, I'm willing to share what lessons learned I've, picked up over the years, and I'm willing to learn even from anybody, right? I don't profess to have learned everything. I can learn from anybody.
Mhm.
And so, yeah, if there's somebody that's willing to just, pick my brain or wants feedback on a song, yeah, absolutely. If they can reach out to me on my social media, through TikTok, through Facebook, or through Instagram, or, they can shoot me a message or whatever, right? I'm pretty open to that stuff. So,
I know when you're in our live, sometimes you're throwing comments and you're giving your opinions and suggestions when we're talking to artists, and I'm always like reading. I'm like, oh, that's a good idea. Let me bring that in here.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
love that. So thank you for that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
Definitely don't worry about that risk, man. I mean, the biggest risk is not taking it.
Yeah.
It's taking that initial jump, which like I said, you said it repeated tonight, you've already taken. Shoot, man. I mean, I don't know how much more there is, like, for you to show that you broke out that mode or already risk getting out there. I mean, it's already there, dude. It's there, man.
Yeah, I think 2026 will, we'll go on another journey. We'll go up another street in 2026.
Hell yeah.
We got to keep pushing the envelope. We got to keep pushing the boundaries and keep this music evolving. I mean, if you have your influences as Tejano Conjunto and you incorporate those influences into your style, that's what we need. That's what our future needs.
Yeah.
The future Tejano needs that. We need to introduce that to our children, to the younger generations, and we kind of touched on the subject earlier about schools and the importance of music, but we can teach them outside and show them that you don't have to fit the mold.
Yeah. Yeah. Here.
Here.
You're what?
Yeah.
I'm going through the comments. Sorry. Let me go through and make sure I didn't miss anything.
Yeah, thank you to everyone who's joining us, all the regular fam, of course, and always appreciate everyone's support.
So what you have? Sorry. Go ahead, Elite.
No, just making small talk. How we're getting back into the grind of things, and trying to get the gears going again after the weekend.
Yeah, I feel you.
Tell me about
I
it.
feel you. Yeah, no, I mean, for everybody that jumped on, I appreciate you guys jumping on the call and joining us tonight. It's been great. Appreciate you guys having me here tonight. It's been amazing. So I always appreciate getting a chance to talk with you guys. Anyways, I know we chat on TikTok, but that's not the same, right? So I love just interacting with you guys.
Yes, well deserved for you. Yeah.
We've been talking about getting you on a lot, but you work you're working when we're working, so it never works out.
Yeah,
so
I work weird
double
hours.
time if Joe's watching. Double time, Joe. It's a holiday pay.
Oh, there you go. Make them work on Labor Day.
Well, if you figure out why I sound like Darth Vader, we'll call it even.
Hey, you sound normal again.
You make me sound normal again. We'll call it even.
No, you do sound normal again. I don't know what you did, but you sound.
Are you serious? Do I really?
You do.
Holy crumbs!
You sound far away now, but yeah.
Yeah.
How about now?
So really quick, let me give some shout outs real quick that's with us. Again, Mario, thank you for joining us tonight. We've been talking. I love the conversations that we have. I love hearing about where you came from and where you want to go with the music and your vision. Like, you don't have a traditional vision. And I absolutely love that. I love everything you've brought to the music so far. So thank you again. I also want to give some shout outs to Elias Ibarra, Jonathan Ibarra, Eric Jimenez out there in Florida. We have Cesar out there in El Paso. We have Leslie, my mom's out there. Terry, Ophelia, Mel, Marie. We had Teresa on here. Grupo Superado was in here. I don't know if I'm missing anybody. If I am, help me out. But I want to also give a shout out to A Fuego Lento Seasoning. If you don't mind, Mario, we're going to give a salute to our sponsor, our official sponsor of Let's Talk Tejano. A Fuego Lento Seasoning is a seasoning company that firmly believes in what we do here at Let's Talk Tejano. If you go to afuegolento.shop, you can go shop their seasonings, their knives, their apparel, amazing seasonings, something for everybody on that site. And if you use Tejano20 for your discount code, you'll get 20% off your total. Some great stuff. They just did a giveaway for like a Santa Maria grill or like $1,000, and that was amazing grill that they did a raffle for. So great seasoning out there. So saludos going to Rudy and A Fuego Lento Seasoning, as well as Serious Tejano. Thank you for letting us come out here, Joe, and talk about the music, talk about the cultura, get to know Mario on a little bit more personal basis. Even though he's all the way out there in Washington, we're all together here tonight, and it was so much fun laughing and joking with y'all. Like this is our familia, and
Absolutely.
I'm so glad that you're here with us tonight.
Yeah, and don't hate me because I'm a Seahawk fan. Seahawks.
You're good, bro.
The sea chicken.
You're good, man.
The season's getting underway, right? Throwing it out there.
It's all about the music here.
Yeah,
there you go.
Also, I forgot a saludo. Sorry. Saludos going to Carlos, DJ Casper in the house. I missed a couple people, and if I did, just message me. Don't hate me. I'm sorry.
So if you get to that point where you do want to go a little bit more rock, like somebody asked earlier, what would be your ideal band if you did cover a band, or what would be the ideal scenario to cover a rock band? Is it the song? Is it the artist, the band?
When it comes to rock, so I'm the youngest of 9, right? And there's a pretty big age gap between my older siblings and I. And so I grew up listening to 70s rock, right? That's where my kind of where my roots are, right? So in the 70s and the 80s, right? So you're talking like Boston, you're talking Journey, you're talking AC/DC, right? And you're talking Led Zeppelin, right? And so if I could collaborate with any one of those guys, I think it would have to be Journey. I'm a huge Journey fan. Steve Perry was an amazing vocalist. Arnell kills it on vocals today, right? Yeah, that would be kind of something I would love to kind of tap into that direction. And I know there's not a lot of, there's a lot of throwback kind of nostalgia, with all the throwback bands coming back and still continuing to tour and pack the house, right? But yeah, definitely would love to do something like that. That would be great.
Wow, that's awesome right there, man. Journey. I thought, I honestly thought you were going to throw out REO Speedwagon. I don't know why.
REO Speedwagon.
When you started with Boston, I was like, okay, he's going to go REO Speedwagon.
Yeah, they were in my playlist. I'll say that. Yeah, Boston, REO Speedwagon.
I was thinking Steely Dan.
Oh my God, Steely Dan is so good too. Yeah,
I was thinking
Steely Dan was another guy. Yeah, yeah. But then I got into the '80s, right? It was all the hair metal bands back in the day.
Yeah,
right? So that was my peak high school time, right? So, yeah, I don't know if that's going to ever make a comeback or not. I don't know if it should.
And I'll tell you what,
bands are okay.
Hey, my son had a concert on. My son's in a band. He's a drummer. It's like hard. If I were to compare his music to anybody, it'd be like a cross between Iron Maiden and maybe a little bit of AC/DC, something like that. Yeah. But anyways, we're at the venue, man, and you talk about big hair, dude. There was a lot of hair in that place, man. I mean, I thought there was a bunch of Cousin Hits walking around, dude. I mean, I think it's not making a comeback, dude, but I hate to break it to you. I think it's already here.
They're just young, George. They have all their hair.
Yeah, I was like the grandpa, and I was like, "Get away from me, man! You look dirty, bro."
Are you the Uber? Oh my
Well,
God, that's hilarious. That's
That was an
hilarious.
experience there, man.
Oh shoot.
music.
But never say never. I mean, like you said, a lot of this, old stuff is making a comeback. I mean, I look at, we went to, man, where were we? I think it was Walmart or Target. I can't remember, but their vinyl selection is getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Vinyl is making that comeback. Obviously,
Yeah.
everybody, kind of seen it. And then we went to, I want to say, it was a, God dang it, a flea market out here on the other side of town, and they actually had a whole shop that was number vinyl there. Vinyl,
wow.
CDs, and cassette tapes. I was like, what in the world? I thought it was in the Twilight Zone, man. I was like,
Yeah.
what's going on here, But it's pretty cool. It's nostalgic, like you said, brings out that feeling again.
Yeah. Well, there is a big following for that whole vinyl sound, right? Because vinyls put out a very unique sound, right? When you put the needle to the record, you
Right.
get that little scratching that comes out as soon as you put the needle on there. There is a large increase in people buying old vinyls, and because now the digital vinyl players that they sound amazing,
Right.
right? And so there's a big market for that now, which I think is great.
It is. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
Big salutes going to Heather Jolene. She
Hey,
said,
Heather.
Mario, congrats on everything that you're doing.
Thank you, Heather. I will be in the studio in a few weeks, so I'm looking forward to finishing off our collab.
Yay! How exciting!
Heck yeah. I'm
Maybe
overdue.
next time we have you guys can be here together.
Sure, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Is she up your way? Is she up there in Northeast?
No, she's in Heather. I believe you're in San Angelo, right? I believe she's in San Angelo.
All right.
Did I get that right? Is that Northeast or Northwest?
San Angelo's in the
northeast.
north.
No, northeast of San
Oh,
Antonio.
where Mario's at.
Oh, sorry, northwest. Sorry, they were the
Northwest,
direction.
yeah.
Northwest.
I got my
Sorry.
screen mirrored. I couldn't get it right. Sorry.
We'll see if she responds.
George, it's just opposite. That's all it is.
Well, that's why I couldn't figure out which direction I was pointing at.
Lisa Jones, big saludos going out to Rosie out there también. We have Rosie. Saludos going to Rosie and Lisa Jones.
Yeah.
She said, Mario's awesome. We do it together. We're getting a lot of good feedback. Where are you located, Heather? She may have missed it.
Yeah, it is San Angelo. Yeah.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, and speaking of Rosie, I mean, I got to thank Rosie with rap, right? She distributes my music, and she's been a huge help in helping me get out there and get me the exposure. And I know between her and Heather, they've been working hard to get me out there. So I got to give them both props, and thanks for all the support that they've been doing to get me out there. So
Rosie's awesome. Big salutes going to Rosie Rap. She gets out the music like nobody's business. If there is something new, she's on it. So
absolutely.
y'all be sure to be following Rosie as well as Heather and Mario. Please be following Let's Talk Tejano here on Facebook and on TikTok, as well as Serious Tejano. We all firmly believe in the music, celebrating and playing new music, and you'll never get tired of hearing what we play on our stations.
Love the variety.
Lots of variety. I'm looking for any other comments that I may have missed. I'll make sure we didn't get anything. We didn't lose anything.
All right, Mario, how about country?
Country, I'm a huge country fan.
What would you cover or like to collaborate in country?
So right now, my arsenal for when I perform, it's Cody Johnson,
Mhm.
it's Garth Brooks. I have some Toby Keith in there. George Strait, of course, you got to throw George Strait in there. Who else I have in there? Midland, we got some Midland in there.
There you go. Yeah.
Who else I have in there? Glenn Campbell,
Right.
kind of going back, right?
Yeah.
And so, but I wanted to do country,
Mhm.
and I have a song that I'm writing about my childhood home. So I grew up in a small town and the street it was on is called Oak Street, right? And that's the name of the song is Oak Street. Like everything comes back, right, to Oak Street because that's where home is at, right?
Mhm.
And so that's kind of a country vibe that I'm going with, right? So I want to do kind of a retro late 80s, early 90s country with some of the modern twists on it. So
And the future is looking bright over here, Mario. You are
It's
what you have in line and what you have coming up. Y'all better be following Mario because you just never know what he's gonna put out there.
it will
Never
be a
know.
variety for 2026 for sure.
All right. How about
Yeah.
rap?
Oof. I don't know about that.
Gotta
I
throw that
know a
curveball
guy
in
that
there.
can rap for me, but that's one thing I
No, I
don't.
want to hear you rap.
Oh my God. Se me atreve la lengua, man. It just doesn't work. It doesn't move like that.
Hey, that would be,
Yeah.
dude. That would be something, man. All of a sudden, Mario come on here. Hey, man, guess what? I got a rap album.
Right.
Terry has a
Yeah.
suggestion. I want someone to do "Give Me One More Reason" by Tracy Chapman.
Mhm.
Oh, I love that song.
That is a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. And Tracy Chapman, she's really underrated
Oh,
as a
yeah.
singer songwriter.
Yes.
I mean, she got Fast Car and then Give Me One Good Reason, right? Those are great songs. But her as a songwriter, she just delivers her lyrics
Hmm.
so gracefully,
Yes,
right? And I think she's really underrated as a singer songwriter.
it is.
Yep.
Yeah. But that's a great song.
That is a really good song.
Yeah, it's a
And
great
then
song.
Leslie brought up a good point here. You have a music video out there. Do we have any more, and where can we find it?
Yeah, I do have a music video for Eres Bea out there on YouTube under Mario Alberto Music. Um, that's just on me. I keep forgetting, right? Because I get so focused on the music, I forget on. Oh, we should do a video, and it's like 2 weeks before the song's supposed to drop, right? So I've got to get a little bit better on doing that. So, but I do want to do some videos. So the cumbia that I'm releasing in January 2026, it's kind of a wedding based theme song. So I might actually look into doing a formal video of that during the winter time as opposed to during the summer. So
I remember when you were doing Edisbea and you were putting kind of the behind the scenes, and I was so excited. I was like, this is his first music video.
Yeah.
And I was just so happy for you. So yeah, y'all go to YouTube, Mario Alberto Music. That's his name on all his social medias, Mario
Yeah.
Alberto Music.
Yeah, and it's music with the Z,
Yes.
Music, right?
Okay.
So yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I need bodies for the videos.
All right.
We have
We
two
have a
right
lot.
there, George and Elite. There you go.
That's right.
Got to get some bodies for the video.
Yeah, dude. I've been wanting to visit Seattle, man. I bet you it's nice up there.
It is nice. Bring your jacket for sure in the wintertime. It's cold up here.
Never mind.
No, but you guys get cold in San Antonio though too right now. So.
I love the cold weather. I do better
Uh-oh.
with cold than I do heat. So
Yeah.
I'm in Houston, dude. I mean, here lately we've been having some freezes. Not gonna lie, but
Yeah.
nothing compared to. I mean, I was in Colorado last year, and I got in there in the middle of blizzard, dude. I did not want to leave the hotel room.
Yeah. That's too cold. You get down to that Fort Collins, Estes Park area.
That's where
down
he
there,
was.
Denver.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful out there during the spring, summer, and all that stuff. But you get out there like in March, April, especially in Fort Collins, it's freaking cold, man.
Oh, I know, man. I thought it was in a National Geographic episode. Maybe the damn penguins walking down the street or something, man.
And they don't close the cities down. You
No,
just
they don't.
you just
People are
keep
just
going with life.
people are just walking around like, oh man, it's only 5 feet of snow. Like,
With the hoodie on and I came down
Yeah.
here and everybody's wearing like these big old over jackets. I'm wearing a hoodie and like, what's wrong with y'all? This is
Yeah.
like beautiful.
yeah, like Randy says, that ain't for me, dog. That ain't for me.
That's right. That's hilarious. Yeah.
Well, you do have YouTube, you have TikTok, you have Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah.
You can find Mario Alberto Music on all the music media platforms. Please go request his music, download it, stream it, heart it. As fans, that is what we can do to help our artists grow in their genres, whatever genre that may fit. Because right now, Mario's breaking that mold right now. So
It's
whatever
any of
whatever
them.
it is, he's breaking it. So all you have to do is just tap it, share it, repost it, comment. Let him know what you want to hear. Let him know what you like. I know he's watching that social media, and he's always talking to everyone on our shows, and he's just a proud supporter of music, proud supporter of Let's Talk Tejano and the Triple M show, DJ Elite on Sirius Tejano. Mario Alberto he's phenomenal, talented, and very open to everything. He's amazing. So we want to thank you for
guys.
coming in.
I appreciate you guys having me. I'm a fan of the show, and I'll continue to support you guys on my lunch break because you guys are on right at my lunch break.
Yay! We timed it like that. We said we'll do a lunch break.
Just right. So,
well, we do have a time change coming. Is that going to affect anything? No, not really, right? No.
Well, on Mondays, you guys are on a little bit earlier on Monday.
Yeah,
right?
we're fixing to go to Fallback Friday. Oh, not Fallback Friday. Fallback Fall, whatever it is, when we go back out. Right?
Fall forward or spring back? Which one of those?
Spring forward and fall back.
There we go.
Okay, there you go.
Something like that.
Yep.
Yeah, but his schedule doesn't change, just the time change.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
We're good. We're still good.
Okay, never mind. I thought since it got darker earlier, they won't let you go into work. I thought they'd stay home for the season.
You see, Mario, you see, now you kind of... Oh, all right. That's our happy method. We just love George.
That's right. I love that. Oh, my God.
Oh, Lord. Well, I hope you all are all following Mario, and thank you so much for joining us. We definitely want to do this is actually a part 2. We want to do a part 3 with you, and hopefully we can bring in, who you're working with or more music. Please be following him, heart him on like Amazon, Apple, Spotify, because then you're notified when new music comes on. Yeah. And we actually look forward to, hopefully, God willing, all meet up in October in San Antonio. Yep. And soon we'll have more details for Let's Talk Tejano and Serious Tejano going to San Antonio in mid-October, as well as Mario's going to be out there. And hopefully soon we can share why we're going, so be on the lookout. Mm-hmm. We haven't really officially announced anything. We're waiting on a few details to come in, but we are going to be celebrating our 1-year anniversary at that same time. So I can't wait to share all the details with you all, but we definitely appreciate the support and all the artists that we've gotten to talk to in the last year. It's so exciting to look back. Even the flyers, I'm like, man, we've really evolved. Who was that girl making those flyers? So we've all grown up. But I appreciate that you've been with us since the very beginning.
Absolutely. The pleasure's been on mine. Like I said, I love seeing the growth. It's just, I'm a fan. That's all I'm going to say. I'm a fan.
And we're big fans of you. I promise. Like, we are here to support you and push, and whatever direction you go, we're here for it. So,
all right. I'm looking forward to seeing you all in San Antonio. So,
yes, I can't wait.
Yeah.
I don't think I told the guys. I'm gonna be honest with you. They're probably like, "What is she talking about?" Because I talked to you, but I haven't told the guys that we're gonna probably.
Like, ¿por qué lo invitan? ¿Cómo se pone? ¿Por qué lo invitan?
I'm like, oh, did I tell them that? Oh, hold on, guys. Let me tell you what's going on.
Okay, that's usually directed towards me, but
I'll be your stand-in.
Yeah, there you go.
That two of me now, it's one night.
I'll take a leave of absence on that one.
There you go. I can be your stunt double in the interim.
We'll get the Darth Vader voice going out.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
And then we'll just go, it's one of those days.
Oh, man.
Anyway, we're here to celebrate Mario. Thank you so much, Mario, for being here again. Please, again, request, download, stream, support our artists in the way that you can for free. Heart, repost, share, comment, and then everything else. Request his music. I want to kind of play. Can we play the song real quick? A little piece of his newest song, Elite. As we say goodbye to Mario. Any shout outs, Mario, that you want to do before we drop off?
Just a huge thanks again to Rosie and Heather, for helping with the music distribution, all the radios, terrestrial and internet that are, supporting my music and continue to support my music, from Texas, New Mexico, Oregon, Washington, and California. So I really appreciate it, up in the Midwest, right? También they're supporting the music. So just big shout out to them. Shout out to my wife. We're in the big Reacher series right now on Amazon, right? So I told her, so you can't go too far into the series. You got to wait for me, right?
I like that show. That's one of the only ones that I can watch.
It's good. So, but shout out to her. I know she's working dinner and stuff like that, chilling after getting back from the trip. So, but that's really about it. And thank you guys again.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
All right. Have a good one.
All right,
All right, have a good
Mario,
night,
we're
you
gonna
guys.
let you drop off, and we're gonna play your song as you drop out, and then we'll just say our good nights to everybody.
All right, we'll see y'all.
All right. Bye bye.
All
Oh
right,
wait,
man.
Mario,
Take it.
before you leave, Sirius said that you are on our top 10 is out, and you are the most requested song on Sirius Radio right now.
Oh, wow. Thank you guys.
So
Appreciate that.
congratulations!
Thank you guys. Really appreciate that.
So
Thank
Dudley,
you.
we have an announcement! Yay! So congratulations, top 10. So your requests matter. Request, and go request
Thank
them
you.
on all the other stations as well. And let's make those DJs work a little bit.
Yeah. Thank you, all the listeners out there. Really, really thankful for you guys. Thank you.
All right. Thank
All
you.
right, thank you, Mario.
All right, guys. Have a good night, guys.
Mario,
See ya.
see you.
No, no, don't let me down. No, 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 don't let me down.
That's such an amazing song.
Good guys. It's always fun to talk to.
Audio is really cool. Thank you guys so much for everyone that came in. And if you're rewatching this, just comment the day you're watching it. Thank you to Eric Jimenez out there in Florida. I know it's a little late out there, but thank you so much, Elias and Jonathan, our mods. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Thank you to Joe. I hope you guys had a fabulous Labor Day weekend. I didn't do much. We went and saw Art de Harina, and that was the extent of my fun weekend. George,
Yes.
want to say goodnight?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Thank you for joining, everyone. Thank you. I was scrolling up at the comments too.
I know, I was looking through all the comments too.
Yeah, thanks for joining. As y'all see, Madio's a great guy. I put his handle down there at the bottom, music with a Z. So y'all make sure and go give him a follow on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Definitely ask for his music. He's got some great songs out there, and we'll be looking forward to 2026 with him.
Yes. Elite.
All right. Thank y'all, everyone. I hope everybody's getting back into the daily grind now with this week. I hope y'all have a blessed week. Thank you so much for joining us. We always appreciate the support. And if it weren't for you, then we wouldn't be what we are. So thank you again. Y'all have a
Yes.
good night.
Be safe. God bless. And we'll see you all hopefully in McKinney, Texas on Saturday and Friday night and Saturday here in McKinney. If you want more details, just let us know. We'll be out there. We have a booth. We're going to have some merch and we'll be out there having some fun. It's going to be a great lineup. It is a great venue and we're so excited to be a part of that event. So thank you guys. Have a great rest of your night. Be safe and God bless.
Good night, everyone.